Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a quick match reaction. Apologies for no vlog. Forgot my portable charger, but I'm doing a quick match reaction now. Just got back from Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 1. But first things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And Chelsea rounded out the year with a victory at home against Crystal Palace, with thanks to Noni Madueke's 90th minute penalty and Mykhailo Mudryk's opening goal in the first half. But, we didn't make it easy for ourselves. I thought, good night for Chelsea, good result, but I don't think it was a particularly good night for Mauricio Pochettino. I thought a lot of his selections that he did at the start were wrong, and I felt a lot of his tactical changes weren't great either. I couldn't understand why Ian Martin was starting at right wing. Still don't understand why Levi Colwill keeps playing at left back. Don't understand why Noni Madueke couldn't get any minutes from the off either, given the fact, it was a promising showing and Poch would rather play a left back at right wing. Didn't make an awful lot of sense to me. Thiago Silva rested or whatever, that's not too much of an issue in my mind. And it was a typical Chelsea performance in terms of started reasonably well. Get the opening goal from Mykhailo Mudryk. Delighted for him. He's showing some good confidence now. He's building. He's getting better. And we just need to keep going with him. I don't know how bad the injury was or not, or whether it was he just came off as a bit of a precaution. I'm not too sure. I haven't heard too much on that, but he looked really good in that first half. Christopher Nkunku's first start, and he looks a really good player. We know this, but first half particularly, he's picking up those pockets, making good passes. He's smooth on the ball. You can tell that he's a bit of a cut above the rest, and he's got that experience. He's got that quality. He's going to be a big player for us, but. Malo Gusto was brilliant tonight as well. And the first half, as I was saying, guys, we were good. We created opportunities. We get the goal. And then, as always with Chelsea, we can't seem to take advantage when we're on top. And we missed a couple of good chances. Mudryk could have had his second goal, could have done slightly better with the finish. And in typical Chelsea fashion, we dominate a half. We switch off. A stupid goal to give away at the back stick. And of course, it was going to be Michael Olise, who was almost signed for Chelsea in the summer. Badiashile doesn't clear it. And then Colwill is sleeping, allows Olise to run in behind him. And it's a good finish. And you're going at 1-1, and you're thinking, well, how has this happened? We've dominated the half. But it's typical Chelsea. Rinse and repeat. The same scenario every single game. I personally would have made changes at half-time, but we didn't see any changes. The changes that we did then see, Poch went to a 4-3-3. Colwill came off. Thiago Silva came on. Put Gusto to left back, Disasi to right back, and Romeo Lavia came on for his Chelsea debut. I thought he looked quite good, to be fair, at the base of that midfield with Gallagher and Caicedo ahead of him, with then Nkunku going out to the wing, Mudryk on the other side, and Jackson through the middle. But I felt that Poch's change, Poch, I don't know what happened, but those changes really made Mudryk and Nkunku kind of disappear from the game. It was almost like some sort of magic trick. They were both really influential in the first half, and then in that second half, they didn't really offer that much at all. That tactical tweak didn't really get the best out of those players at all. But, it didn't really matter too much in the end because we managed to scrape by. But Madueke coming on, I'm delighted for him as well, by the way, because he's not been treated particularly well at Chelsea. He's been in and out of the team. He hasn't been fit. He's been getting injuries. Didn't have a pre-season. Poch hasn't really seemed to rate him that much. He started one game this season in the league at home to Brentford. He did okay. Had a good cameo up at Wolves. And I thought he would have started tonight, but he didn't. But he came on, he made a difference, and he wins the penalty, Stonewall penalty, by the way, foul by Eze. And then he steps up and puts it away. Big pressure in the last minute. And, if he's not able to start more games and feature more regularly, then it's a big problem, and it's clear that maybe Pochettino doesn't particularly rate him. But I'm absolutely delighted for Madueke because he does deserve it. He's a talented boy. He's had to work hard, and now he's getting a few opportunities, and he needs to make the most of them, which he absolutely is doing. But there's still things that I'm not liking. Still, I think we move the ball way too slowly. Still, I think the standard of passing is awful. Just simple 5-yard passes are just going astray. They're going out of play. They're getting intercepted. I don't know what's going on in terms of our passing. It doesn't really make sense. I can't work it out. Why we just can't play simple passes. The playing out from the back is still not particularly good. We're playing players into trouble again. We're playing it out. That needs to massively improve. I don't know what is. I don't know what's going on there. And yeah, it's big problems. It is big problems in that regard. And I don't know, in terms of Badiashile as well, by the way, what's happened to him? He's so calm, so assured. He's come back into the side after injury. He had a horrible game up at Newcastle away. in the league. He then made mistakes against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup for their goal. He was making mistakes tonight. He made a mistake against Wolves at the weekend. He doesn't look himself. This is the first time in his short Chelsea career that he appears to be struggling. I was surprised that it wasn't him that was subbed off rather than Levi Colwill. He's struggling at the moment. He really is. There's been mixed reviews on Caicedo. I thought Caicedo had a decent-ish game. Yes, his passing wasn't great, but I thought, he broke play out well. He was combative, he was winning duels and stuff. I don't think he was as bad as some people make out. But look, this is not any sort of Chelsea performance to get carried away with. There's nothing from me personally to suggest that this is a turning point and things are going to get better. This is just a win over Crystal Palace. It's nothing more. It's nothing more than that. I haven't seen any great signs from that performance to suggest that things are going to improve over the next few weeks. We've got a very tough game at Luton on Saturday lunchtime. Every time, I say it all the time on the channel, every time we get a win and we need to build some momentum, go on a bit of a run, we lose the very next game. We seem to be win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. We have to follow this up with another positive result. Palace, for me, they didn't really offer that much. Yes, Elise was a threat. Eze was good. They didn't really create that many opportunities at all. And I think on the balance, we probably did deserve to win. But if it wasn't for the penalty, that was going to peter out into a 1-1 draw and a very, very poor result. So, look, the pressure eases slightly on Poch with a win there. We move back up into 10th. But let's make no mistake about it, people. We have still got a long, long way to go in terms of improving as a side, in terms of, moving ourselves back up the table, because we're still way too inconsistent. And we're not going to get away playing this style of football. We really aren't, It's not sustainable. We won't keep getting away with it like that. Against better teams, we either lose that game or we don't find the breakthrough. Palace are not a very good side. They're 15th in the table. They've not won a game for over 50 days. We've now won our last 13 games in a row against them in all competitions. This is not really a test of where Chelsea are at right now. Yes, you can only beat what's in front of you. I fully appreciate that. But I've not really found out anything new about this Chelsea side that I didn't know before. I don't think any of us have found out anything new. We just got to hope that we can go on a bit of a run, get some stuff together. Over the next few games. Obviously, the FA Cup starting in a couple of weeks, and then we've got a couple of Premier League games, the League Cup semi-finals. So there's some big games coming up at the end of this year and into next year. In terms of the front line as well, I'll be honest, people are saying Jackson was terrible. I actually thought Jackson was okay today in terms of his link-up play, his hold-up play. His finishing was poor. It's what you're going to get from him. He's erratic. He's one of those players where you're like, he might get the ball 5 times. 4 of those times will be erratic and shit. But the one time he does get something, he'll make something happen. It's a little bit similar with Mykhailo Mudryk as well in that sense. But Jackson, I think he links play out well. He holds the ball up well. But his finishing, he's not always in the box when you want him to be there. He's raw and he'll get better. But yeah, kind of a mixed bag and what you expect from Jackson. Obviously, scores an offside goal, misses a bit of a sitter. Broja, for me, is not good enough for Chelsea. They're talking about selling Conor Gallagher in January. Sell Broja. Use him as part of a deal for a striker or whatever you need to do, because this guy's not it. He's just not doing anything. He's a big lad. He struggles to hold the ball up. He struggles to bring the ball down. I'm just not seeing anything in Amanda Broja. I'll be brutally honest. I'm not seeing anything at all. Whether he sees the season out or not, I suspect he probably will. But once we sign a striker, whether that's January or the summer, it'll be that striker. Jackson is the investment. And then Nkunku will be an option there. And there isn't any space for Amanda Broja. I honestly don't think he'll be there next season. I was really disappointed again with his performance. But I think in terms of the takeaways, positive for Noni Madueke, positive again for Mykhailo Mudryk. Hopefully that injury isn't anything or it's not too serious at all. Need him to keep playing. I think tonight also showed that we don't need Raheem Sterling in this team. He shouldn't be an automatic starter. The front line looked a lot more fluid without him playing. It was a lot less selfish as such. And look, Sterling, can play a role for this team, but he shouldn't just be an automatic starter whenever he's available, because I think the likes of Mudryk, the likes of Madueke, the likes of Nkunku offer a lot more than Sterling does, and Sterling shouldn't just be an automatic starter. This team should be picked on merit, and right now I wouldn't say Raheem Sterling deserves to be in the team. So I think that's what that showed us tonight. It showed us Ian Martin shouldn't play right wing again, and it also showed us that we shouldn't be seeing Levi Colwill play any more minutes at left back. But that's where we seem to be at the moment. I don't know how much of that is going to change going into Saturday and moving forwards. But as I said, guys, a good night for Chelsea with the result. I don't think a particularly good night for the manager. And hopefully he learns from his findings. Surely you can't watch that and think, it's a good idea to play Levi Colwill at left back again. And surely you can't see that and think it's a good idea to play in Martin right wing when you've got Noni Madueke available as well. But yeah, guys, Chelsea 2, Crystal Palace 1. Those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea, and peace out, guys.